let's do this. Let's get right into this. College Hoops 2K for 2K20. On my left side, you can see I've downloaded all the necessary files for the College Hoops 2K20 mod. On my right side, I am in my NBA 2K20 directory. You can see I have two JusBGood folders. One is called JusBGood NBA. The JusBGood folder is just the Chinese version of the modded folder. So if yours says modded or if it says JusBGood, it's the same thing. What I'm doing right now, I am creating a new JusBGood folder called JusBGood NCAA, and I just went into it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the files on the left, extract them, and move them over to the folder on the right. And I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. You can fast forward through the video if you need to. So I've clicked on College Crowds. It opens up 7-zip. Now I am using 7-zip to uncompress these files, but as you see, as I click on each one of them, they have a little folder inside. So you see, I just went through. So I'm going to go back to College Crowds at the top. I'm using 7-zip. Again, I'm using 7-zip. You can download that program for free. All right. So I click on that little folder. Then you see this 2K20 college folder? I'm going to grab everything inside of it and drag it over to the folder on the right, and everything will be extracted, okay? So, I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's really simple. I know some of you might be uncomfortable with this if it's like your first or second time modding, but trust me, guys, just mess around with this. You can delete stuff if you need to. I'm deleting the rare folder, RAR, whatever it's called, after I extract everything. So now moving on to the college floors. Grab all those, drag them over to the right. As you can see, they're being extracted. And then as soon as this is done extracting, I'm going to close 7-zip, close it. Oh, wait for it to copy, close. Then I'm going to delete the folder that the files that I just copied over. So I'm just going to keep going through all of these. I'm going to keep everything recording so that you guys can see this. All right. So this one actually has a special folder. So I go inside the first folder, and then there's another folder. Don't go inside this one. We just want to drag that folder over. I'm showing you what's inside of it, but we're just going to drag that folder over, the one that says Dornas. So as you can see on the right side, I now have a folder that says Dornas. So close 7-zip, delete this. All right, let's go to jerseys. Go inside this first folder. You can see there's a folder called clothing. That's fine. So you see it's inside of this college jerseys. We're going to grab everything here, including that subfolder, drag it over, and you'll see it on the right side once it's all done. And the reason I'm doing all of this now, is because someone asked me how easy it was to just swap between the NBA and NCAA. Now stick with me on this video. I'm going to continue extracting files and deleting this stuff over here when I'm done. Now stick with me for this video. If you fast forward, you'll actually see that I'm going to get everything to load up in game. Going to show you how it should look in game once you get everything in the correct folder. I'm going to show you how to switch between NBA mods and college mods very easily. And I'm actually going to go through every team. All right. So let's see what we got. Let's keep going here. All right. So now we're at the point of logos. Just grab all the logos, drag them over. All right, everything's, the logos are there. All right, let's see. Okay, this one that says March Madness Tournament, I'm actually not going to drag it over because you only need that one during the playoffs. And you can read his instructions for his mod. Rob Davis created this. You guys check out his YouTube channel. I'll have to show you guys another time how to actually apply the March Madness courts and crowds. We're not going to do that right now. All right. So let's move on to the presentation. So we're going to drag the presentation stuff over. That includes the what is that called? The scoreboard, and the little presentation logos. All right, tattoo remover. This is just gonna. It's basically just replacing. It's removing tattoos from some of the cyber faces. Now, the cyber faces that are included in this are not the real NBA players. It's just some cyber faces from a fictional draft class. Let's move on. Remove NBA logos. Click inside of that. Grab all of these and drag them over. That's all this is doing, is just removing a bunch of random NBA logos that show up whenever you start the game. Let's delete that. So all we got over here is March Madness Tournament, which I'll show you how to use another time. Well, I think I'll show you. Hopefully. I always say I'll do stuff. Most of the time I get to it, but sometimes I don't. All right. So now we're just in our NBA 2K20 main directory. You can see I have a folder. You can see it says JusBGood up here and JusBGood NCAA on my other one. So what I'm going to do is, this is my just general one that I test things out with. So I'm just going to name this JusBGood General. If yours is a modded folder, you can name it Modded General or Modded whatever you want. You can rename it to whatever you want. But the folder that has your mods that you want to play with, just always make sure that one is named to JusBGood. Or if it's called Modded on yours, make sure it's named to just Modded. So I don't have the game started up right now, which is good, because if I wanted to switch to NBA mods, then I would need to rename that JusBGood NBA folder and rename this one back to JusBGood College so that it doesn't show up. But anyway, we're going to go in game, and this is how it should look when it loads up. Again, I want to give credit to Rob Davis. Rob Davis, you guys can check him out. I'll try to include a link to his YouTube channel. Now, dang, I forgot to set up my settings on my screen recorder before starting this. So some of the screen will be cut off. But this right here is, you're seeing the official loading screens for this College Hoops mod. And I'm hoping that everybody who has this on PC, who wants to use an actual college mod, I hope, this video helps you, or, I hope you're able to do it on your own if that's how you want to do it. But so right now we just have a fictional roster. Now, what's his name? Darius2K is working on an official College Hoops roster. All right, so we're getting the game. They're loading up game updates. We're going to get rid of this. Get this off our screen. All right. So, again, my screen recorder cut some of the screen off so it looks bigger than it actually. Dude, man. Oh, man. Whatever. Anyway, let's go to play now. And then what we're going to do is, well, when we go to play now, you will see like the NBA art, even if you've loaded up everything for NCAA. But what you have to do is you have to load up the roster. So go to user created. I already have it pulled up, but if you search by content name, MM2K20, again, it's just going to be this. So it's created by Rob Davis. Download that roster, and then we can start going through teams. Now, it does this to me whenever I have a bunch of fictional characters that don't have real portraits. It takes a little second for all the fictional portraits to load up the first time around, and then it usually starts to go a little faster. So we're just going to look through a couple of jerseys, look through teams. Just going to do a little bit of that. So every team is going to have the home and away jerseys, right? Now, while I go through these teams and while I go through jerseys and stuff like that, again, let me apologize for having some of the screen cut off. I forgot to reset up my my settings to grab the entire screen. But while we go through this, I will say that, like, right now I'm on a team and it's showing the wrong team jersey. If it does that, just back out and come back in, and then it should refresh the player and get the correct jersey showing. I'm trying to think of some other things. So I'll go through these teams real quick and let you guys see me go through these teams. Like the let's see. Yeah, I'll just go through them. So if you go into my league with this, you can set it up. Now, all the regular NBA teams, make sure you do. I'm sorry, I'm going everywhere with this. If you go into my league, make sure you set up your league. So I guess you'll probably have to like customize the league or whatever. You can keep 30 teams, but make sure it's the teams that you actually want. All right. So the all-time teams on here and the regular NBA teams on here are actually all college teams. So right now you guys see how it says current NBA teams. All of those are going to be college teams, and all the all-time teams will be college teams. So just going to keep going through these teams. I might have to do another video where I show off the teams, because right now the logos and everything are still loading up. So it's kind of going slow. It's kind of slow for me to go through everything. All right, so let me do this. Let me try to make my way over to the all-time teams so you guys can see the remaining college teams. I just may have to do a separate video showing off all the teams. All right, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm in classic NBA teams. Let's see, how do I... I'm having a moment, guys. I gotta remember. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh yeah, sorry. I had to push the correct button so that I can get over to the all-time teams. And now that I'm on the all-time teams, I can go through all of these and show you guys the additional colleges. I just still want to say big thanks to Rob. Rob, if you have a a donation link, man, let me know. Definitely want to send some kind of donation, whether it be small or whatever, just show some support. Because, man, this man went through, put all the team logos. He put all the courts. He made sure the arenas had the correct art. He did all the jerseys. Just a one-man wrecking crew. Who is that? Bobby Cinco plays. My career was on Alabama State. And you know what? Another thing I like is he has some smaller schools, or not smaller schools, but like smaller hoops programs, or hoops programs that aren't known by, a lot of casual fans. So I got to respect that. You'll see some of them come up soon. Let's just keep going. Rhode Island. See what else we got. Let's look at these jerseys. There they go. Now they're switching up. So yeah, I definitely had to make sure I showed you guys the teams. I wanted to go through this with you. This is my first time looking at everything in this mod. Like, literally, when I just put everything together in this video, this is my first time looking at this mod on 2K20. So I had never installed it on here before. It just came out. So I just showed you guys how I installed it and how I switched from one set of mods to all NCAA mods. So hopefully you guys who want to play with this roster, this mod, I'll have to go into the courts and everything and show you guys all the courts. But all you people who want to play with this, definitely go back to the beginning of the video so you can see how everything is installed if you don't know how to install it. But it's pretty easy. Well, it's easy for me because I've been doing this. I've been modding NBA 2K on PC for about 10 years now, so I guess it is pretty easy for me. But I can understand how some people get confused if it's all new to you. But once it clicks, it's easy. All right. So anyway, we're about at the end of this video. I'd like to thank you guys for checking out the video. If you made it this far to the end, big shout out to you. I really thank you guys for continuing to support my channel. And you know, if you want this, check out Rob's links. Go to Rob Davis's YouTube and get it. All right, guys, I'm gone.